traffic. We've got a little bit of the traffic. They're still letting cars come through before the parade makes its way down here. But it is a gorgeous morning. We want to thank you for joining us. And we're going to ask you to stay with us. We're going to show you some of the folks that are helping make this possible, and we will be right back. And welcome back to downtown Claxton as we get ready for the parade for the Claxton Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival. We're going to speak a little bit louder as much as my voice can do. If you've heard me on TV the last couple of days, I sounded like Kermit the Frog.
Well, wow, look at these shirts made, custom shirts made for the parade, it looks like.
You know, it's amazing, the folks that so many families, they've got their own perch, a traditional spot where their family has sat for years and years. They think that's the best vantage point, and you will see some of the same faces in the same spots, and it's cool to see that every year with that tradition.
And it's awesome to see so many, even of my friends, come back and bring their kids back to this, and it really shows how family friendly it is and how it brings everyone together, I think, back here to Claxton.
Well, the other thing, too, is you think about how many people are watching on TV. I'm getting texts from friends of mine, one from St. Simon's just recently. They're watching, and so just welcome everyone to Claxton. It's a great place.
I think we need closed captioning for a minute or two here with the sirens coming in. They definitely want us to know they are here.
It's a great place and very loud.
We've got Claxton Police, of course, that are leading, and a break from tradition because normally it would be the chief leading the parade, and Chief Dale Kirkland is filling a different role today as well.
He is. He is actually the president of the Evans County Wildlife Club, if you can hear that over the sirens.
Everybody's waving.
If anybody can hear.
I'm going to tell you, if they get behind you on the road, no matter how loud your radio is, you're going to hear that siren.
You're going to hear it. But like Adam said, that was Andy there. But Dale Kirkland is the president. I want to call him Dale.
No,
is
don't
the
do that to
president
him.
of the Evans County Wildlife Club. So he will be coming up in just a moment.
Speaking of law enforcement.
Here's our sheriff.
Randall Tippins, and look who's riding with him, the former chief of police, Edward Oglesby, who's recently retired.
Good to see both of them together.
And here we have Hagen Police Department coming up next.
Our brand new chief. That's Jesse Deloach, just recently appointed chief of Hagen.
He's getting on everybody's good side because he's throwing candy.
He's got candy.
He left the sheriff at the sheriff's department and went to be chief in Hagen, so wish him best of luck in his new job.
You know, you think about that when you take, one agency badge off, put on another. In this community, the great thing about it is that you don't see that territorial stuff. Everybody works together no matter what color shirt they're wearing or whatever the name tag says.
Absolutely.
Everybody works together.
I am a little partial. Ask the people I work with in Savannah. I always talk about Claxton.
Well, up next, I believe this is the Grand Marshal making his way here.
It is Mr. Rami Kirkland. You know, it amazes me, every year the Wildlife Club does a great job in picking the Grand Marshals, those that have given so much not only to the club and the organization, but to the community. There's not a better man in this community than Rami Kirkland. He helps people, he loves everybody, and I think that's his wife Genevieve in the back. It is, so see, he won't go anywhere without her by his side, so just a great couple here in Evans County. Congratulations to them.
Here we go. We have the Evans County Wildlife Club President, Dale Kirkland.
So we don't call him Chief today, we just call him Mr. President?
Yeah, along with him, Dylan Bachelor, Tyler Barnard, escorting them. They are board members at the Evans County Wildlife Club.
And it would not be a parade without our queen.
Of course. Miss Evans County Rattlesnake and Wildlife 2018, Emily Griffin. Now she will be giving up her title today to one lucky young lady. The crowning will be held at the festival. The pageant was held last night, and some people say, I went to the pageant, but we didn't have a crowning. Well, we save it so all the queens can ride in the parade and be crowned today.
Well, seeing the pictures from Facebook last night, they did a wonderful job.
It was a great pageant. I win, and Emily was fantastic.
She's been a great representative.
We're going to give a listen real quick to the Fort Stewart Marching Band. Marching unit coming in behind them. Always want to thank them for being a part of this, and certainly thank them for their service. Now we've got our mayor,
Mr. Terry Branch there.
And his driver is the First Lady of Claxton,
It sure
Vicki
is,
Branch.
Miss Vicki. Mr. Terry was out here early this morning working and making sure everything was perfect for the parade. He does a great job.
right behind them, the city of Hagen.
And that's not the mayor on this side. The mayor's driving. That's Matt Blocker. Get ready for some more noise.
Here we go.
But we appreciate these people so much.
Let me tell you, as the father of a firefighter, I look at these units coming by here a whole lot differently now than I used to.
Absolutely.
Certainly appreciated them, but even appreciate them even more now.
Absolutely.
And the great thing about this, you'll see fire departments from Claxton, Hagen, the county, they're all here united together.
Don't forget about Daisy.
Oh, and don't forget about
We
Daisy.
are.
That's true. Did I say Evans County? We have 7.
Include the county.
They even brought their dog.
Belleville, you're looking at here.
You know, I think there's a little competition every year in this to see which department has the loudest siren. Or siren, whichever one whichever one you want to call it.
Oh,
Right now on your screen, you have Belleville there. And the next one behind that is Evans County Fire Department. We have a few more coming up. A lot of waving hands in that one.
Belleville truck is driven by Stanley Tompkins, a native of Belleville and a great family.
I'll tell you what, Belleville has the front seat of that one unit filled up.
Yeah, I don't think they.
Firefighters in training.
There's Evans County Chief Andy Sykes is on the passenger side with his crew up top.
There's Smokey.
Bring in. Don't forget about Georgia Forestry. We got Smokey the Bear.
There's Hagen.
Yep. With Ashley Sykes driving, and look there, Smokey the Bear. You can't have a parade.
No,
And what does Smokey say? Only you can
only
prevent
fires.
And Harley, last and
Here's
certainly not
Daisy.
least.
This is my area,
Yep,
Daisy,
this is
right
mine and
here.
Harley's end of the county. That's Brent Croft, I believe. Yes, that's Brent Croft on this side. Can't tell who's driving. Maybe Kerry Futch. I hope that's right.
We talked about the pageant coming up this afternoon. One of these young ladies will be named our new queen.
They will be. Like I said, the pageant was held last night. Crowning will be today. So all of these young ladies will get to enjoy the festival as a queen before someone is crowned the coveted title.
Let me say this. I've been to quite a few of these, and I'll have to say last night I was extremely impressed with this group of girls. And whoever wins, they'll be a great representative for the Wildlife Club for the next year.
And certainly in this community, they grow up knowing that this is a few years from them. So they've grown up seeing this. They're comfortable with it.
Absolutely. Well, here we have our Miss Georgia, Annie Jorgensen.
You know, Miss Georgia's been coming to this festival for at least 50-plus years.
I was going to say the 30 that I've been here, I know of.
Burma Davis Posey was the very first, and each Miss Georgia's come in. Harley, do you know that driver?
I do know that driver. That is the vice president of the Evans County Wildlife Club, Mr.
And?
Raish Collins.
And?
Jensen Bland.
And my brother.
I thought Jensen was going to be driving, but
No.
she's
Jensen-
probably in safer hands with Raish than she is with Jensen.
Hey, I don't know. Raish does like to spin donuts, so.
I'm glad the police have already gone by.
There you go. I didn't see anything. Here comes one of the best floats every year.
Yeah, absolutely. And wow, it is full of elected officials. I see County Commissioner Sheila Holland starting on my right, Julie Mincy, our tax commissioner, Irene Burney, commissioner.
Julie's
That's
daughter.
Julie's daughter, Natalie, and we'll check out the back. John Benton, who works with the county, is up front with the commissioners and the tax. How are you, Irene?
I think everybody brought family with them this time.
Exactly. That is our courthouse.
And coming behind, we have
Oh, and Commissioner
Chamber of
Tony
Commerce.
Lewis on the back. Want to make sure we get all the elected
there you
officials.
go, Chamber of Commerce in
Yes.
behind there.
And then we have the Chamber Junior Board. Oh, look at that little one
Oh, goodness.
with the bow.
Aw. That is Courtney
Courtney
Noggle
Noggle,
and,
yeah.
and her little
She's
girl.
ready to go.
She is.
I think that's Niles driving. And they are responsible for the junior board. I see Jonah Rogers on the back, and I'm not sure the others. I apologize.
Here comes someone who has been a fixture in this community for a long, long time and close ties to your family. That is State
Yes.
Senator Jack Hill, who came into that position back in 1991.
Correct.
Following in the footsteps of your late dad.
Correct. And Jack is a special friend to us and just does such a great job for the 4th Senatorial District. And you think about it, Dal, my dad was in that seat for 24 years, and as you said, Jack has been there since 1991, so 50-plus years represented by only 2 people. I doubt that's probably unheard of.
That you talk about continuity. That is continuity.
Right.
State Representative Bill Werkheiser.
Bill, he can throw from
That was
the
a hook
other side.
shot from the driver's seat.
I won. Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we ask you to stay with us, and we will have more from the Claxton Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival Parade. Don't go away. And welcome back to downtown Claxton. And drivers, start your engines. We're back with Daisy Speedway.
This is a new addition to our community. Michael Wedenkamp, I don't know if you saw him or not, but he's on the little motorcycle with the checkered coat. But it's out in Daisy and will bring, I hope, a lot of visitors and activities as they open their new racetrack.
Absolutely. Coming up next, Quick Cut.
One of our sponsors.
Yep, one of our sponsors.
Let me say something about Bruce Purcell, who's the owner of Quick Cut. He was honored by the Chamber of Commerce as a Citizen of the Year this year. So congratulations to Bruce for that and for being such a good industry in Evans County and supports the community. Just a good guy.
You know, it wasn't that long ago they suffered through a tremendous fire at the store.
Correct.
And have bounced back from that. Bruce also a longtime member of the Evans County Wildlife Club as well.
Sure. This is interesting.
Neil Hammock.
What?
This is the
Neil and Deanne.
surfing wagon. That's what it's
Well,
called.
I agree. And here comes Deanne. Let's see what's up.
Oh, my
word. Hey, Deanne.
Deanne, how are you? We'll pass these across.
Here
Thank
go,
you.
Adam.
Thank you.
Harley,
Thank
don't want
you.
one? Oh, we go. Okay.
Surf's up.
Yeah, we've all got one.
Deanne, keep him out of trouble, please. Okay. That is a task, keeping Neil Hammock out of trouble. But he's driving well enough the food is not slipping off the back tray.
Yeah, the hamburger looks pretty good.
Here we have the Little Miss Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival Queens.
Nice truck they're on, Harley.
Yeah, Claxton Oil Company providing them a vehicle today.
And Steve Smith is their chauffeur.
Now one of the foundation industries of this community, talking about Claxton Chicken, Claxton Poultry, whichever name you use, an institution here in this community.
Absolutely a nice float there with the chicken and baby chicks.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the Freeze family means so much to Evans County and that industry. I mean, you think about it. They're produced, to some of the largest providers to many restaurants like Zaxby's, KFC, Walt Disney World. They provide chicken all over the world.
Here we have Miss Aback, Wellesley Martin.
It is always interesting to me the queens that come. You expect your local beauty queens to be a part of this, but this parade draws young ladies from all across, our half of Georgia.
Right. Here's Miss Emmanuel County's outstanding teen, Savannah Larsey. She's representing the organization that's in Swainsboro, Georgia. Shelly Smith is her driver today. We're glad they're here. They always support.
And here we have Miss Lanier Brown, Miss Golden Isles Outstanding Teen.
Yes, Lanier's mother competed in the Miss Georgia pageant years ago, and good to see her, and I'm glad they came to Claxton today.
Elizabeth Sanders, Miss Middle West Georgia's Outstanding Teen.
You can't have this parade without the queens.
Absolutely.
It wasn't that long ago you were riding and doing the waves
I
yourself.
was.
Exactly.
Now we've got two that are carpooling today. We've got the Miss Claxton High School and Miss Claxton Middle School. That's Jordan Simmons and Molly Lane. Do y'all do a clinic on that wave, or
Yeah,
there's some
I
varieties?
think I can teach you.
Okay.
You want to sign up for classes? You and Adam?
I don't think I need them.
No.
That's neat. I'd like to have one of those.
I can see you mowing your grass
Yeah.
with that, Adam.
Harley, that could go through the woods with all those pine trees.
Tim's Mowers and More.
Student driver on there. I'm not sure
Oh.
if he's got his learners on or not.
Oh, look at that snake behind.
Look at that. All right, we're going to take a quick break for a second, and we'll ask you to stay with us. We bring you more from the Claxton Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival Parade. Don't go away. Welcome back to Claxton as we continue the Claxton Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival Parade. And we've got Miss Tattnall County High School, Emma Waters.
And I believe she was just crowned last weekend, I think. So newly crowned. Next, we have Tippins Bank, and they are a sponsor of the event also.
Our local bank, one of our 3 local banks here. Well, they did a lot of work on that float. We have fish, we have bobcats, we have beavers.
We've got a little bit of everything.
And even I see a snake up front, a duck. They've done a lot of work. And who is Sharon Hare is stuck in the, I don't want to say that's an outhouse, but I'm not sure what it is.
I think it's a hunting blind.
Hunting blind. Okay, that's better.
We'll call it a hunting blind.
Leave it to me.
Oh.
We know where your mind goes.
Here we have the Evans County Elite Cowgirls.
Let's see.
They got their cowgirl
I
hats
see
on.
Mabel Jones in the back seat, and I think that's Doreen Mosley up front. Let's see who's in the back. I see Martha.
And you got a shout out.
Yep. Did I?
Oh,
Oh,
you
there's
did.
Verna. That's my classmate. Verna McNeil.
I think they're taking it easy, waiting to get further down.
I think I gave Mabel Jones a shout out, and I don't know that she's in there. But Mabel, if you're watching, you can pay me later.
Evans County Feed the Hungry.
Is that Elizabeth Porter? Yes, it is.
It is, and I see Reverend Vivian Bird right there in the front seat.
Good morning. Liz is a faithful volunteer with American Red Cross here in Evans County.
And I just got a text too, Dal. I have to say, even one of my friends, Janice McGlashan from the nursing home, she's watching as well, and just I think it's great that so many people are on WTOC watching this show.
Absolutely. Here we have Dairy Queen.
Oh my word!
They have a snake there with
Inflatable snake.
a box of food and a
I'd
drink.
rather have that
and
blizzard.
and the snake has its own blizzard. Go
exactly.
figure.
Well, hey, I'm sure snakes love blizzards.
There you go. Nice heating and air.
Another local industry that serves all of southeast Georgia and South Carolina. Lufton, Hilton Head, Savannah, and Beaufort.
Listen,
Located here in, started here in Claxton with Claxton native Mitch Dice.
Here we have Evans County Cares, and this is one organization that does so much for our community.
It's an organization that's very special to me with so many cancer survivors in my family and those that have even lost the battle of cancer. That
Miss
they
Ann was
work-
waving at
yeah.
us. Mr. Eston is
Yep.
behind the wheel.
And Ann and Eston Price have been just stalwarts of that organization. And the thing about it that's so good about the CARES organization, 40% of that money stays locally for local victims, and 60% is given for research. So you definitely know where your money's going.
A very grassroots effort.
And of course, you have to have the Evans County Cares Queen. So here they are coming up. A pretty pink float.
You know, I didn't realize, Harley, that in Dale, that this organization has even developed now statewide, and they have a state Miss
Cares pageant,
CARES
yeah.
pageant.
Okay.
And so it's really grown.
Several counties have, you see several counties that have their own version of this, and then you got a state network of it as well.
Well, I have to brag.
Go ahead.
I think we were first.
I would give credit to that. Yes. I think Evans first, and maybe Tattnall behind, and
right.
then the rest followed
Correct.
suit.
I think you're exactly right.
Little Miss Georgia Barbie coming up here.
And what is that she's riding in, Harley? Do you recognize that?
That is a Z06 Corvette, C7 edition.
One
I
of
know a
your
little bit
favorite
about
vehicles.
Corvettes.
I think that's Sky Harris. Here's
South Georgia Bank.
another one of our local banks. You know what I'm enjoying? It's so good to see people building floats again. Used to, we stuck with
yeah.
cars and trucks, and just to see look at all the people. I see our president, Jonathan Dutton, our local president. There's Amy and Ashton Barnard, and on the back I see Jonathan and Tucker.
Ashton Easton now.
Yep,
Look
that's
at us.
excuse me. Well, I always use maiden names. Ashton and Tucker. Their Aunt Harriet would kill me if I didn't call them out. And then
See, you all know so many of the young ones, and I'm looking across there. My question: who's their mom and dad?
exactly.
Okay.
Here
And
we
don't
have-
forget Roz Ivy,
Yeah.
because she's an important person.
We have State Farm that just went through, even have their dogs in shirts out here today.
Coy Hearn. And more queens. Oh, look, Joel's petting the dog.
We need to get a camera shot of that. Joel does such a good job in the street.
Yeah.
Braves that plays game of chicken as everything is coming, and you'll see it later because we know who will be in the parade.
Yeah, here we have Lainey Massey, 2018 preteen Miss Portal Turpentine, and McKinley Haskins, young Miss Evans County Cares. They have a few more titles on there too.
I think they had to decide which crowns to wear today. Brooklyn Crosby is our 2018 We Miss Tatnall County Cares.
And Georgia State Cares, what we were talking about earlier, Adam.
Exactly. Well, there you go.
There we
Didn't
go.
know that. Hey,
Nala Bassfield, young Miss Statesboro, and young Miss Bullitt County. Her grandparents driving.
Lynette Odom, Miss Bryan County Cares. This is the boys basketball state champs for 2019.
that was just
8 and under?
Yeah, they were just featured in the Enterprise last week that they had won the state championship. So
Awesome.
we love to have champions in Evans County.
And here we have Dancers Edge Performing Arts Company.
I think we know this lady that owns this place.
we do.
don't we?
Marcia isn't here today. She's actually with her Statesboro group today practicing for their recital. But Marcia competed many years in the Miss Georgia pageant also, and now she owns a studio here in Claxton and in Statesboro.
Marcia's one of my girls.
Yeah, she couldn't make it today. She was really upset, but I know she's watching.
And here's more from the back of the pickup truck. And I have to brag on this next group.
Here
This
we
is
go.
the pride of Claxton, Evans County, the Claxton High School Tiger Marching Band. This is my alma mater, and I'm so proud to see them in the parade every year. It's good to see the black and gold Tigers.
Give them a quick listen if they'll give us a sample as they're coming by. They do such a good job on Friday nights at the Pecan Grove, as well as other school functions we know of. We're going to take a quick pause in the action, and we will be right back with more from the Claxton Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival Parade. And welcome back to downtown Claxton for more of the parade. Dow Kennedy, Harley Strickland, and Adam Kennedy. And there's Terry McCorkle and his horn.
Absolutely. McCorkle sales coming through, CLT towing.
You know, you always know Terry's around.
Absolutely.
You can usually hear him before you see him.
Exactly right.
I'll stop there.
No, he's a good friend.
He's got the pageant wave going on.
He sure does.
I would say good things about him, but there's a chance he'd hear it.
And here's his heavy equipment recovery.
Pembroke, Claxton, Richmond Hill, and Statesboro. I didn't realize he was all those places.
He's anywhere you need Terry, he'll be there.
1950 Chevy truck from Ricky McCollum. This parade wouldn't be the same without some of our antique cars and bringing some makes and models back that a couple of us can remember, but maybe Harley not so much.
Thank you, Dal.
Hey, I include myself in there.
All right, I think this next one is the 1979 Dodge Little Red Express truck, Lynn Deal. We see this one in a lot of parades. He brings it all over, so great to see it.
I love his tag, Eat More Possum.
That is a classic. I remember when that one came out, and that was a tough truck. Everybody wanted one of those.
And we love our Shriners. This parade would not be anywhere close to what it is if we didn't have the support of the Shriners from around the state.
We joke around, we see them joking around, and we see them making fun of themselves, and we join in. We laugh with them, not at them.
Right.
But, we forget sometimes the good work that they do helping children, the hospitals, and able to help transport those kids and take care of the bill as well.
Yeah, you're right, Dal. They have a lot of fun, but what a great organization it is and great work they do. You think about just the hospital. People go and receive care and don't pay a dime.
Some of their leaders are riding.
In a Corvette. This is the Grand Sport this time.
Did you coordinate this or what? There's no missing that van for sure.
Yep. Here's the van for the Shriners Hospital. Ailey Shriners of Savannah Hospital.
There's another van. That van's out of Savannah. And here we have the extra large tricycles.
Yes. No, that's a motorized big wheel.
Yeah.
Adam, did you ride one of those when you were a kid?
I have to say, the big wheels came after me, so
goodness.
I was too young or too old when the big wheels came along. But I would love to ride that. And I'm afraid. I hope you have good insurance on Joel.
Do not break Joel or the camera, please. This is where we start seeing Joel play chicken. And so far, he is undefeated. We know that because he's still with us.
Yeah, you think we can have a race after this is over?
Let's see if we can grab a couple of them.
Okay.
Maybe we can use the parking lot right over by nursing home.
Right.
Maybe we can get somebody to walk outside from the nursing home and she can be the starter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your mother, because we
Yeah.
know she's watching, and I want to tell Miss Leah good morning.
Yep.
I'll
She's
say-
at North Springs Assisted Living, and thanks to that facility, that's another good facility in there.
And I know my granny's watching at
Yep.
home, so
Yep.
good morning, Granny.
Yep, I've got friends
Two-
in Savannah that are texting that are watching, so
Two
welcome to all
of
them.
my favorite ladies in Evans County.
Here comes the Dune Cat unit. This is more my speed. I think I want one of these.
I don't know though. They will leave some tracks. I gotta look to see if I see Delma.
Yep. You know, they're here every year. I don't think he's here this year.
They're gonna spiral and they're gonna do figure eights and they're gonna get closer and closer to Joel as they get up here.
Now, one thing I'll tell you, Mom, my mother would take offense if she's in the nursing home. It's senior living.
Senior living. Oops. I'm in the doghouse with Miss Leyland now.
And I won't tell Jill you said that. She knows you love her.
Okay.
those look fun as well, but I think I like the big wheels.
The big
Yeah.
wheels.
I think they were cutting it a little closer.
I'm going to get one of those. So
Okay.
y'all can get the
Okay,
big wheels.
you want the dune buggy.
Of
You
course,
know.
they don't go anywhere without their tow truck
Oh, no. Got to have that.
because things, let's just say things have happened in the past where the tow bar on the back of that tow truck was
We've seen
carrying
them
one,
before.
and somebody had some explaining to do.
Exactly.
Can you imagine getting back to the Shrine Club and have to explain to the rest of the club members, well, what happened was
And they'll all be at St. Patrick's Day next Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
they will be in prime form there as well. Now that is riding in style.
That is.
I've just gotten a text. Effingham County is watching. It's amazing to me how many people
There
are
you
watching.
go. We are thankful for one and all. If you can't be here in person, we certainly want you to join us. Our Shriner Mobile Unit. We would let you know that if we will leave here to make room for 11 o'clock programming, if the parade is not over before 11 o'clock, join us online, join us on digital platforms, and we will bring you the rest of it. We are there right now, but we will continue on digital platform even if our TV signal goes to our 11 o'clock programming.
Dal, here comes the family.
Now, I don't think this is not a hunting blind.
No,
I think
this
we
is
know what
not.
this one was.
That is not.
The hillbillies are making their way through.
Dal, there's your cousin Fred on the back.
Hey. What do they say? You can pick
Papa
your
Roy.
friend. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your your relatives.
That's exactly right. It's always good you invite the family to come to Claxton.
Well, you know.
Hillbilly
Look
Jack
at there.
here.
Look at there.
Oh,
Now you know it don't get no better than that.
here comes some more.
Hey, Dal, he had more than one tooth.
He must be a newcomer. They're trying to improve their image.
Oh, and this year we had 2 outhouses.
Oh,
It's a family
Oh.
reunion.
Well,
one
you
is
know, they
giving
knew
us
the-
a show here.
They knew the
Here.
crowd was going to be here, so
and
they
he
had
has
to bring
on a
more
fur,
than one.
Holly. Holly, you're Harley. How do you like his fur?
Here's the Jessup hillbillies. So they're coming from all over.
But if you throw a parade, Shriners will
here.
be there, and they will, to borrow from my my friend Coach Chad Lunsford, they will show up and show out.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I talk about all of it. Those are some of my favorite because they have the most fun.
Swainsboro Shrine Club.
We've seen Savannah, we've seen Jessup, we've seen, I mean, they come from all over.
Yep. And you know, you see some subtle reminders on some of these vehicles of the money raised, the effort, and they're competitive, but they're competitive in a good way.
Absolutely.
If one of them raises the most money for the year, I guarantee you that year is going to be on the side of that bus.
Absolutely. I saw Swainsboro had quite a few years up there.
I hear a little music in the background.
Oh, yeah. And here comes Tattnall County Shrine Club from just down the road.
This many Shriners, you know you will hear Ray Stevens.
Exactly.
Otherwise, most of us wouldn't know what a noble lumpkin was. Or the illustrious potentate.
Yep, that one's a little low to the ground for me.
Man,
He's sitting on the ground.
One's riding a bar stool there.
Don't look, Ethel.
uh,
Oh, ride the bar stool. It don't get no better than this.
I mean,
They can turn anything. They put something on wheels and they can ride it out here. So
I've seen motorized coolers, bar stools.
you name it, they can turn it into some kind of ride.
I'll
I'm
have to
waiting on a
say-
motorized commode.
Y'all may disagree, but this may
It may
be
be
the
in the
most,
shop.
This may be the most fun groups that we've had.
They've already got the green out for this coming week. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break and ask you to stay with us, and we will have more from the Claxton Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival Parade. Welcome back, and we have more of our Shriners here in Claxton at the Rattlesnake Wildlife Festival Parade.
Dal, let me mention one thing. Things get to going fast, and we are enjoying ourselves, and we don't always look at our notes. One thing was an oversight. We do want to mention and thank Smith Hydraulics for being the sponsor for Miss Georgia this year. They've sponsored her for several years, and it takes businesses to get her here, and so we just want to say thank you to Smith Hydraulics, to William and the family, and for doing that. Thanks very much.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we have Miss Lyons, Georgia Hillbillies there.
Full of hillbillies today.
Bringing on our friends from the coast.
Give a shout out to my nephew Joseph that's watching today. He and his wife Casey. They're watching from Bullitt County.
This is Sons of the Beach. Down in Savannah, Darien, Shellman Bluff, Brunswick, Bologna.
Shellman Bluff will be having their St. Patrick's Day parade here not long from now.
Coming up, yeah.
It is amazing to talk to folks that don't know about that and how big that parade has become on its own.
It has. It's really big.
Tell you what, the Shriners bring some of the classic cars, even in addition to their floats, but some of the classic convertibles they bring are just awesome.
Some more classics.
This is our Southern Cruisers Car Club. You know, some of these makes and models, we're not familiar, but I guarantee you, I know somebody, if he's watching at home, he can pick out the 55s from the 57s. And Sonny Dixon would just say top of the morning to you.
Hey, Sonny.
Hey, Sonny, my friend. Miss you.
Beautiful cars, though. They've got them all shined up and ready, and it's a beautiful day to have a clean car to ride around in.
I mean.
Here we have the Girl Scouts. We love those cookies, and it's that time of year.
If you say the word cookie right now, I think one of them would walk over here
Throw
with a box.
What's your favorite?
I like the.
Samoas.
I'm not big
Samoas.
on those.
Some,
I like just the plain original cookie.
you're both wrong. It's Thin Mints.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you know
Sound like
now
my
they have the
mom.
lemon coolers.
They have so many.
No, I don't know why I would know all that.
We keep talking about these cookies, and I'm going to gain 3 pounds, so let's change the subject. We've got our folks from Planet Cycle that are coming through, based over in Hagen.
I think they have one of every color out here, every style. Small four-wheelers, big ones, whatever you need. I think they have it out here today.
And some of them are carrying even other models on the back.
Oh, yeah.
They are shined up for the day. There's one. Now what- trying to think, what has he got on the front? He's got a cooler on the front. I guess that's a good place to carry one. I'm trying to figure out which one of them is driving. Is it the young one or the grown one? I thought it was going to be one of those coolers that they pull up and they ask you to grab a drink out
Yeah.
of it, and it's a spring-loaded snake.
Snake comes and scares you.
Yeah. Got All-Star Martial Arts.
I almost thought that was a person in a minute.
You'd be shocked if all of a sudden they started kicking and punching that person,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Showing us some of their moves today.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back for more in downtown Claxton. Welcome back to downtown Claxton, another favorite part of the Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival Parade, the Rusty Relics Tractor Club, led by Doc Baker and his wife.
I tell you, that's always the smoothest sounding tractor. And I'm not, I don't know a lot about tractors, but I know that's smooth.
And look at her little seat on the back. She's even got her seatbelt on.
With Doc driving, you probably should.
He comes every year. Listen to that.
You know, it's fun. You know, we go to Brooklyn and we show you the Peanut Festival Parade, and they race these antique tractors, but they race them to see who can go the slowest without stalling out. And to listen to that sound, it is just, it is almost hypnotic. It'll put you to sleep. It's like rain on a tin roof.
Here comes a few more.
The little red one's more my speed. You'll see in just a second.
That's a good one for cutting the backyard.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I need that to cut mine. Farm Mall. You don't see those in
No.
Here we have Hagen United Methodist Church.
You know, that's the other good thing about this community. That's things I say, and I brag about small communities, is everybody comes together. I mean, now, you know, you've seen organizations, churches, clubs, civic clubs, banks, businesses. You know, people know I'm prejudiced, but there's no place like Claxton.
There we have Daisy and Hagen United Methodist Churches
and Daisy,
together.
Hagen, and Belleville.
Well, and everybody pitches in for this because they know this is this community's weekend to shine, so to speak.
Right.
So everybody pitches in together and
Dale,
puts the best foot forward.
You got a little bit of history here, too.
Listen, 2 years, my first job out of college was at the Claxton Enterprise in 1990 and 1991, which is where you and I first met.
That's exactly right.
I was here working when your dad was running for lieutenant governor.
That's correct. I was on the school board.
That was a minute ago, wasn't it?
It seems like it was yesterday.
You want me to make you feel old?
No.
Harley, please don't do it.
I wasn't born then.
You've been outvoted.
See, do we have a mute button?
Yeah, where's her mute button?
I always have to pick on you both. When I have you both together,
We
it's
still
even
love
easier.
you. Yeah.
Let me get back to you on that love part, okay? Love's a strong word.
Well, we will say we've
No.
known you since you came into the world. You one of my faves. Look at that. I believe
Mustang.
that's Maggie D's, I believe.
Maggie
I may
D's
be-
in a 68
Yeah.
Ford
Is that
Mustang.
right? Hey, Maggie. One of the sweetest girls in Evans County. Just a sweetheart.
And speaking of such, now we're sitting here bragging on our young lady here in the middle. I don't have too many coworkers that I have known since middle school and watched them grow up. So
Right.
this one is the good one.
Yeah.
And we've got the there we go.
Yeah,
There's
look
the
there.
team.
Let's wave at
That's
her.
the one we're talking about right here.
Well, hey, I couldn't do it without your help, Adam's help, and everybody from the community. So I've grown up watching WTOC and loved it.
We're taking a look at the Evans County literacy bus. You know, we did a story on WTOC about a year ago when they started dressing that bus up, outfitting it to carry bookshelves and books and some chairs and Wi-Fi technology that it takes out into the community, and kids can go on there, read a book, take a book, bring the book back, work on a laptop or a tablet or something like that because they've got internet access that goes into their community. So it's just an awesome idea.
Dal, that's another thing I'll say, and I'm gonna brag every time I can, but anytime there's a need in this community, somebody steps up and does that. And literacy, of course, with my work, and I'm just so appreciative for what they do. And there's other organizations. I know our probate judge, Darren McCoy, is very involved with others in the First Foundation to help people give children books. And that's another organization that's sponsored and supported. So, I mean, again, proud of Evans County.
Switching gears back behind them, the Battle of Manassas will be next weekend over in Tatnall County, one of the reenactment groups that draws people from all over South Georgia.
And I do want to say, we'll remember Mr. Tommy Wallace this year. He
absolutely.
passed away this past year, but was all about that. And then he
Elaine, Mondi,
Yes.
the whole
Yep.
family, we're just thinking about you.
Our red hat ladies.
Now, this is a fun group of ladies.
There is trouble on that float, I promise you.
They have some empty seats, Dad. We ought to jump on.
I think we might stick out like a sore thumb, though. One, we don't have hats.
Do they?
Now, we are going to be breaking away on television in a few moments. We will have the remainder of the parade on digital, online, as well as on our Facebook page and with the WTOC app, so you can stay with us for that. We'll be breaking away in just a few moments, but we're catching some of the last of the parade right here.
We just about got it all.
I think we may time this out quite perfectly.
It may be perfect.
Well, going by us right now, we have Outlaw,
Now, those look fun.
Power Sports.
I bet if Batman was around today, that could be a Batmobile.
I mean,
It looks
that
like
looks
it.
like that looks like what Christian Bale was driving.
Exactly.
Some serious tires for the sand.
It's been a great day and a great parade, and thanks again to WTOC for coming to Claxton and helping us showcase our community. You know, Craig, Dow, Joel, the rest of the crew, Claxton and Evans County cannot say thank you enough for what you mean to our community.
And if you haven't had enough of the parade on TV, you can come on out to the festival. There are arts and crafts, and it's all about educating the kids and people about wildlife. And if you don't like snakes, and there's plenty of other things to see, you can go and don't even have to see a snake. So much to offer at the festival and educate you about wildlife.
It is an afternoon of small town fun.
Does that lady have a real snake?
That is a real
I
snake,
think
I believe.
I think she
Well,
does.
What a way to end the parade with a live snake.
And I think there's another one coming up the street as well.
You're right.
Folks, we have had a great morning. We thank you for joining us, and you're invited to go follow us back on the digital platform. Stay with us on Facebook or the WTOC app. Thank you, and have a great day.
Come to Claxton. There's a lot going on today and tomorrow.
We are continuing with the Claxton Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival. Thank you for joining us on digital platforms. We are catching the last few entries here in the parade.
Baby CJ's barbecue sauce. You can see them on Facebook.
Yeah.
South 301 Auto Body. And of course, you know you're at the end of the parade when you see the horses.
Horses are coming
Why is
along.
that,
and
Dal?
we've got, well, it's kind of a stinky answer. I don't know that I want to get into it.
That's a good way to put it.
Would you want to walk behind them? Probably not.
And of
But
course, give one more thanks to, they're not the last entry. We have the Claxton Police Department and the Georgia State Patrol that's ending the parade to make sure everyone is safe, and we just appreciate all the partners that make this a huge success.
Absolutely, and them being out at the festival, making sure everyone's safe out there too. They really put a lot of hard work in out there.
And when you think about the number of people that are headed out there now that the parade's over, they are headed out that way on 280. They do an excellent job of getting everybody in. If they tell you to take this lane over here or take this lane over here,
Right.
do it. There's a reason. They'll get you to a parking space and get you in there, and you're able to enjoy everything in the afternoon.
And if you're in a lane you normally don't drive in that lane, do it anyway.
There you go.
There is a reason.
They
Yeah.
tell you to do it, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we need to go over some of the things that are going on this afternoon, because just the end of the parade does not mean the end of the festival.
Correct. It's the
There is
beginning.
a ton of events happening this afternoon. I want to thank everybody. As you said, Georgia State Patrol, thanks for being here. Adam, some of the events, what can folks expect as they're heading out there from this point on? We're at 11 o'clock, so the Southeastern Reptile Rescue display is happening right now. By 11 o'clock, the Gun Dog Seminar is at the pond that's outside the gate.
Correct.
The wildlife complex out there is huge. They've done a wonderful job of building on that year by year.
Right, and you know, of course, this is the thing I need to stress, because I was talking with a friend this morning and said there's no way they would go because they can't stand snakes. You can go and never see a snake.
I had that very conversation with somebody in our newsroom this week who's relatively new to the area, and they were asking the question, and they were like, how much am I going to have to see? You can see as many or as few snakes as you want to. You could spend the whole time out there and see everything but snakes and not get near them.
Then if you did want to learn about them, they call it the snake pit. So it's under a shelter and it's caged up. There's a fence around it. You can't get close. But they can demonstrate different things to you and educate you about the snakes. So you can go there, see them, and it's a safe environment to learn and to be the snakes.
And if you don't like snakes, go get a funnel cake. Go get,
the food's always there.
Kettle corn. The kettle corn out there is wonderful. The food is wonderful.
Zip line. They've extended that this year.
And the great thing, too, is we're talking about some of that food, and we joke around about eating a lot of food, but so many of the vendors that are out there are your church groups, your civic clubs, your school kids are raising money. So when you go out there, there are some professional vendors, and those folks come from all over the Southeast, and they are great and delicious food. But you can also spend your money locally and know that you're maybe helping a kid go to 4-H camp, or you're helping a church with a project. They're doing a mission trip or something this summer. So there's lots of things that when you go out there, you're helping causes as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Harley and I are proud of our hometown, and it's so great to see where she grew up here, and now she's working for WTOC and and UDOW. You're part of our community as well, and it's just been an honor to be here with the two of you. This is
just fun. We're going to get a couple of things more. 1 o'clock, Georgia Southern's Birds of Prey. Steve Hine will be over in the main building. They do that demonstration. You want to get there in advance. Room will be packed.
2 o'clock, they'll start with the essay winners and all of those awards, and then lead up to the crowning, which probably around 2:30.
And that'll be on the main stage, sort of at the back. So you want to work your way, your way back there. And then one other thing I would say is 4 o'clock, Georgia Southern's Birds of Prey. They'll do their second show. Right. And like I said, both of those are always packed, so you want to get there several minutes ahead and get yourself a good seat. But the great thing about it is if you're in that room, Steve and his crew that come in, they're going to work their way around the room. So you're going to see a bird fly over your head pretty close within the course of the hour of their demonstration.
And there's also events tomorrow, too. I mean, we have the car show and that kind of thing tomorrow. And something new we had this year, it's already happened. It happened at 9 this morning, but I do want to mention it, the archery tournament. Right. Trying to bring some new things in to open it up to more people and give people something new to see, something new to the festival.
And that's I want to stress it again, Harley, that's so great you said that. It's called the Rattlesnake and Wildlife Festival. True. And so many people have a fear of reptiles and snakes and all that, but you can go and honestly, and I hate to say this and hope the Wildlife Club doesn't take offense to this, but that has become, because it's become such a great event, that's really become just a one of another event, and you don't even have to get close.
Yep.
So I don't want people to think they can't come and have a great day just because there are snakes
over in one part of it.
Correct.
And the club is so good about sponsoring things like that. We talk about the archery tournament that we know about the grounds out there for this one weekend of the year, but there are so many things that are going on throughout the year that they are a part of in this community. So that's an awesome part as well.
Right.
Folks, we want to thank you for joining us. We've tried to give you as many reasons to come to Claxton this afternoon, the full schedule. So come on out, enjoy some Evans County festivities this weekend, today or tomorrow, and hospitality for sure. We want to thank you for joining us for the parade. For Adam Kennedy and Harley Strickland, I'm Dal Kennedy, and we will see you in Claxton next year.